Tell me about the match point and tell me about the feeling when you knew that you were the Wimbledon champions.
The ad side, Kierno, I'll tell you a few things quickly. I'll try to make it quick because I'm a story guy, man. I got a lot of story. I live this shit vividly.
This is why you're so good on the podcast, man.
On the ad side, what's my favorite play, man? What do I run? You're a coach. What do I run on the ad side?
You're gonna go T, and you're gonna send. Are you serving?
I'm serving.
Yeah, you're gonna go T, and you're gonna send your man left.
IT left. Back then, I was dialed and it's grass, and I was hitting that the whole tournament. So I serve for it. So we sit down on the changeover. I believe it was 7-6, 6-4, 6-4. So we broke at 4-all, 5-4, changeover. I go to serve. First thing I remember, you go back to the tape, I'm the first one to get up. I'm the first one to get up, not because I got up first one out of cockiness, not out of anxiety or rushed or nervousness. I got up first because I felt like for all of the training that I had done coming into that moment, I was the most prepared player on that court to serve that out. There's not a person watching. Andy was watching. Maybe Andy was more prepared. But I would feel like I was the most prepared player to finish or to do that job. So I went over. I literally walked over to the ball. I was like, give me the balls, man. I walked in. I got up quick. I got up with the swag, with the energy, with the thing. I was like, give me the damn balls. There's not a guy that's prepared this moment better than me. 4 first serves, 40 love game out of there. You wanted the match one exactly. 40 love, I tell Horia, I wide, go right. I wide was a let. Comes back, I go, Horia, fuck the I wide. Give me the IT. That's the shit we've been running the whole time. That's my thing. IT, Beersy shanks it out, and that was match point. But that was, it was 4 first serves. I went with the IT on the ad, guy going left. But that was thought behind serving for Wimbledon for me. There was nothing. It was incredible. I wasn't nervous. I was in the moment. I felt prepared. I thought all of the hard work and the attention to details and that moment helps so much because I just felt locked in. I knew what I had to do. I had great discipline going through my mechanics and through the serve and what I had to do. And, I was just in such a good place. And it really was. It was 4 first serves, or if you want to count at the end, but it was that and game set match. Pretty cool. Sat down on the changeover and started crying uncontrollably, which is not unusual if you know me, because I'm emotional and I live it again quite passionately, but couldn't stop crying. And up until that moment, I didn't cry. Nothing during the match. There was nothing but I sat down and it just came out. I had my head in my towel and just was crying like a little kid. Horia was quite composed. He was emotional as well, but he was more composed. And that was it, man. I remember burying my head in the towel and just letting everything out. And, it was so satisfying, everything. It just made everything okay. Sacrifices from when you think about it. I don't know. I do. I think about everything. I don't just live to live. Like there's sacrifices made and there's hard work and there's, stuff that happens along the way that make that moment so special, and I have 3 Grand Slams, but each of them special for their own thing. And everybody's like, oh, which one is more special, and Wimbledon was my first. Wimbledon's the Mecca. Wimbledon's where, I think if you ask anybody like, hey, where would you want to win a Grand Slam? I think most people are going to sign up for Wimbledon. And being that it was my first, it was incredible. It was incredible.
The moment that you saw your parents after that.
The moments after that, I have one regret. The moments after that was fantastic. Like we went and popped a couple of bottles of champagne. And we met at this kind of where the museum is back there, but we met back there and had a little thing blocked off to ourselves. And I was still in my match clothes. Horia as well, and our families and his families and everybody. We're just drinking and everybody's happy and laughing. And then my mom is Lebanese. I love Lebanese food. So we went to the Lebanese up in Wimbledon Village that a lot of tennis players have gone through. And I got to know the owners over the years of going. I go there quite a bit. And so we went to the village. We had a table for like 25 people. I also love, it's weird, but that's the one bill that I don't mind to pay, like I'll take that bill. I got that one. Well, we had a nice Lebanese kind of a lunch dinner thing there, which was fantastic. And then my one regret, my brother was there with me, and my brother's so selfless, man. He's my biggest fan, like he's told me from little that I'm going to be a star and and all these things, and I don't consider myself a star. I only say that to say that he's always projected good, positive stuff on me, like believed in me so much. And my only regret in that whole thing, that's not a dark cloud. It was a beautiful moment. And I know that he doesn't mind it, is that we went partying afterwards. And I remember my closest friends were there and a lot of tennis guys were there. And my brother didn't go because he felt like, oh no, you go and do your thing. And I should have kind of, forced him to come with me. That was the one thing that didn't go as, I mean, it's not like I'm planning it, you know, but he was like, hey, go enjoy. And I remember we went to a nightclub and we were just, you know, champagne and bottles, and it was crazy. We had a nice time. We had a lot of good friends there, and I feel like my brother deserved to be there in that moment, but he was just, you know,